Be friendly with your undifferentiated state, your true self. There was never any division, but you are under the delusion that you are not one with it. I have understood my true nature. It is always alive, but not in the way everybody thinks. I don't wish to live in this life by the knowledge of the subjective world or the experiences of the subjective world. People are telling me that I must live. I don't want to live like that. I am alive because of my own nature. It is there. The existence is there. I am there only because of that existence. My true state, which is whole, undifferentiated, is beyond birth and death. I am never bound by my body and mind. I am limitless. I, the Absolute, never had any experience that I was alive, and now I am experiencing that I am alive. And all this trouble I am experiencing through this I am alive experience. This experience is limited to time and space. But when I understood the whole thing, I understood that I never had any experience that was alive. That is a state beyond any experience. Why has this come? My Guru has explained correctly to me that the I consciousness appeared, and these experiences started. So one can see the true nature of the I consciousness. Go to the source. Find out from where this I comes. What is the difference if I am sick and unconscious and Maharaj is sick and unconscious? I know my true nature and that I am that, while you are limited to your body and mind. Therefore you might feel that you are sick now. So let the doctor come. He might do something. All those are notions you will have, but I don't have them. I am sleeping in my true nature, whereas you have taken a blanket and are sleeping. Is it not true that when you are sick, you are thinking only of your sickness? Why have you entered this field? When I talk to you, don't try to understand from the body-mind identity. Your true state is always there. It has not gone anywhere. Although you did not know it was there, and now you know it is there, you have done nothing. It is always there. On my true, whole, homogeneous state, just a small ripple appeared. The news came. I am. That news made all the difference. And I started knowing this. But now I have known my true state, so I understand my true state first, and then I understand that this ripple is coming and going on my true state, while in your case, you take interest in the ripple and don't take interest in your true state. Out of my existence as the noumenon has come this state of the phenomenal. The homogeneous understands the play of the attributes, the projection of the mind. But the play, the projection of the mind, cannot understand the homogeneous. The moment it tries to understand it, it becomes one with it. Everybody is trying to understand the meaning of all this. You are not understanding because you have all the swaddling clothes of I am this or that. Remove them. The ultimate point of view is that there is nothing to understand. So when we try to understand, we are only indulging in acrobatics of the mind. Whatever spiritual things you aspire to know are all happening in this objective world, in the illusion. All your activities, material and spiritual, are in this illusion. All this is happening in the objective world. All is dishonesty. There is no truth in this fraud. Last night, during meditation, there was a pure state of I. I understood it to be recognition of the self. Is that the true meaning of yourself? Spit it out. Whatever you have understood, you are not. Why are you getting lost in concepts? You are not what you know. You are the knower. This consciousness that I am has created and sustains all the wonders in the world for which men take credit. On the other hand, this consciousness has no control over itself. The principle out of which you have sprouted has tremendous powers. Lord Krishna has said, "You worship me, be devoted to me." This means what? The knowledge I am, which is indwelling in you. Worship that only. You charge your beingness with those tremendous qualities of Lord Krishna. Your beingness means Lord Krishna. Be devoted to that. In the initial stages, your devotion is of the surrendering type. You worship some principle and surrender to that principle. In the final stages, you become the entire universe. Your faith towards some principle will not remain the same. It will be continually changing. All of you are like beggars. You have got a begging bowl and you want to collect God in that. Take it that this I amness of yours is the unadulterated form of godlyhood. The pure Ishvara state is your beingness. It is quite proper and praiseworthy that you are listening to the talks. Nevertheless, you are not getting rid of this attachment to the body-mind. You are constantly surrounded by relations or intimacies connected with your body-mind. You have full faith in your beingness and allow it to go into the manifest Ishvara principle. It is all-powerful. Meditate on that. It is very simple, yet at the same time, very profound. The consciousness is the seed of godliness. If we give it its true importance and pray to it, then it will flower into godliness. If we don't give it any importance, it will not flower into godliness. You understand yourself as body-mind. Therefore, my problem is how to make you understand. Lord Krishna said, "All are my expressions. The mountain is of gold, and a particle of that mountain is also gold. I am that mountain, and every particle is myself. The entire beingness manifest is myself, and each being is a sample of myself. The knowledge I am in each species is myself. The very life force, luminous, bright, radiant, indwelling principle is myself. If anybody understands me totally and fully and most appropriately, that one gets the shelter in the shade of my benign being. The state of Ajnani, the highest state, has transcended the beingness. But the beingness is still there, so together with the beingness is the absolute, the deep blue, benign state without eyes. Knowledge takes rest in that deep blue, quiet, peaceful, benign shade. When that shade is shifted aside, then he sees the various manifestations in the form of universes and worlds. But when the shade is there, it is the deep, dark blue state, fully relaxed. Is Maharaj going to stop talking? The talks will emanate provided someone worthy is there to put questions. I am nearing the end of my time. If any questions sprout, ask them. I want to stay here with Maharaj as long as possible. Although you might go home, whatever has been planted, whatever you have received is going to change you. You are completely possessed. I feel that. I am grateful that at the tag end of my life I was brought here. Your coming here was also spontaneous. It is very rare that someone has the good fortune to come here. Having come here, if the planting is done, the sprouting will definitely take place. It may take time, but it will definitely take place. Just as the beingness has appeared spontaneously, you don't know beforehand. Now I am going to be. It has come about. So also the talks are coming spontaneously. This touch of I amness is in each being. This beingness has the touch of love for the Absolute, and it is a representation of the Absolute. When you got yourself separated from the Absolute with this identity I am, you felt fragmented, isolated, and that is why your demands started. In the Absolute there are no needs. Only the Absolute prevails. The truth is total Brahman only. Nothing else but Brahman. In a total Brahman state, the touch of beingness I am, and with that, separation started, otherness has come. But this I amness is not just a small principle. That itself is the Mula Maya, the primary illusion. What I am expounding is not meant for common people, because they have not reached the stature to understand what I am saying. Therefore, I tell them to do bhajans, japa, meditations. After doing that, when the purifying takes place, they will be worthy enough to receive my talks. From the unmanifest, the manifest is happening. Who is asking this and why? I want to know. Nothing prevails but you. Everything is you. What answer can I give you? If you want to remember this visit, if you have love for me, remember this I am principle, and without the command or direction of this principle, do nothing. In the world today, there are so many people, and they are so busy with their affairs that they don't have time to eat. They stand and eat. These are characteristics of the Maya. The great Maya principle is making you do all her tricks, and you are also abiding in what she says. And finally, that light of yours, that beingness, gets extinguished. Then, where are you going? I'm going to search for another body. This is all a concept. Before appearing in the world, do you remember your previous history? Do you remember anything? No, but I have read. I don't want to hear what others write. I want to know from the horse's mouth, from you. If you are not, can others be there? Is this not good enough for you? But I cannot think of a state when I had not been. That was the non-attention para-Brahman state. That attention I am was not there. Do we come from the para-Brahman state and go back after beingness goes? Coming down into this world from the Absolute is something like the appearance of a dream. In a dream, are you going somewhere? The primary ignorance is the understanding that you are the body. To know that you are manifest is knowledge, and the knowledge merges into no knowledge, para-Brahman. But I understand from the Gita, throw it away. Whatever you understand is not the truth, and it is to be thrown overboard. You are trying to catch hold of something and cling to it. Accept it as it is, what I am telling you. Don't be carried away by concepts. Don't employ any words. And look at yourself as you are. Few people understand what I am driving at. You are not paying proper attention. You are talking only after this beingness appeared. Before the beingness was there, look at that. Be in that state. If you dare call me an atheist, remember that I do bhajans 4 times a day. That Maya is so powerful that it gets you completely wrapped up in it. Maya means I am. I love to be. It has no identity except love. That knowledge of I am is the greatest foe and the greatest friend, although it might be your greatest enemy. If you propitiate it properly, it will turn around and lead you to the highest state. After all the information given to you by the mother that you are a boy or a girl, all your further acquisitions are through hearsay. Your primary capital is knowingness, waking state, and deep sleep. Remember just this: a real disciple is ready to give up his body and the vital breath to attain this. Abide in the words of the Guru. Stabilize only in I amness. The 5 elements and the 3 gunas make up your body and beingness. When you abide in Satguru, Satguru indicates to you that you are the witness of your beingness also. Have faith in the Satguru. You are that. Such a Satguru has remained untouched and without any stigma. Whatever is there eternally. But we are overwhelmed by concepts. In the world of beingness, the consciousness takes care of every worm, bird, human being, of all the species. That is the problem of the beingness. Every species knows the art of living. Now it is said that I have a disease. Therefore, I have been taken to various eminent consultants, and they have prescribed certain treatments. I refuse to take any treatment because the treatment is for the body, and the guarantee of eternal life is not there. The promise was that I would be well for some time. I am not interested in such promises. I have stabilized in the eternal, and I am not fascinated by this type of life, this burden. I would like to get rid of that as early as possible. I am not interested. You are the protector. I am not the protector. The protection is automatically happening. There are those well worth your protection. At least for them, would you not listen to their advice to give them satisfaction? That is not the way of getting satisfaction. To get satisfaction, they should go inward. I am rather sorry that you are trying to do this spirituality in such a mundane manner. Suppose the so-called death happens to me. Actually, what is happening? There is the setting of the 5 elements, but I shall prevail always. I have stabilized prior to this beingness and the world. Whatever happens to the world, nothing happens to me. The mind which was accepting that I was born is dead now. I cannot be measured by birth or mind. There are so many called jnanis, but they are thirsty for worldly knowledge. Do you understand what I am driving at? You have craving for worldly knowledge. You have the consciousness and you are trying to understand everything in this life. Can you control the consciousness? Can you keep it with you always? No, it can go at any time. And you have no authority that you can say, this is my consciousness, and I will hold on to it for such and such a time. You are very fond of your dwelling place in this world, this body. You would not like to go to a state which is beyond this. Prior to this, you are enamored of this beingness state. In the body, the consciousness does the witnessing. The behavior is done by the 3 gunas. Consciousness is all-pervading, space-like, without form. If one has an illness or a pain, is there a form to that? It is only a movement in consciousness. The knower of consciousness cannot feel the pain, and it is only because consciousness has identified itself with the body that the body feels pain. When consciousness is not there, even if the body is cut, there is no pain. It is not the body which feels pain. When there is a disturbance in the balance of the 5 elements, illness comes, and the illness or pain is felt in the consciousness. Just as in the winter the heat gets less and less, as this identification with the body gets less and less, the pain that is felt gets less and less, to a degree that with complete disidentification with the body, one can put his hand in the fire and not feel the pain. The effect of the fire will be there, but the pain will not be felt. Now, say that I am feeling a pain at a particular moment, and something happens and my mind gets diverted. With this diversion of the new happening, I won't feel the pain which I was feeling the previous moment. Many times, I feel an itch all over the body and I scratch. But when sitting in public, I don't feel like scratching, so I just tolerate it. In that tolerance, it disappears. Otherwise, sometimes if we start scratching, even the skin is scratched off and bleeding starts, still the itch will not stop. We have a saying in Marathi, don't provoke itching by scratching. Most pain and suffering is like this. If you pay attention, it is provoked, and you have to pamper it. Don't pay attention. Ignore the symptoms and they are lost. You must have the capacity to tolerate pain. The consciousness in the body cannot have any blemish at all. That is the quality. But when you identify with the body, then conceptually you might pollute it. But by nature, it is very pure. Vital breath is very pure, and this beingness is purer than that. I am talking about Atman, the Self. This knowledge is likely to create a great sense of frustration in one who doesn't have the right perspective. The intention is to see the state of things in the correct perspective. Having seen it, live your life in the world to the best of your ability. Immortality is beyond time and space. In that timeless, spaceless existence, there is no entry for the five elements, for light or darkness, for the sun or the moon. Timeless, spaceless existence doesn't know that it is. That is reality. That is the truth. In any amount of meditation, etc., you do not remain in your real state. It is only by firm conviction that you are the highest, that you stabilize in the ultimate. Normally, a common spiritual seeker will not understand what I am driving at because he is seeking something which he can enjoy. What is your ambition in being a spiritual seeker? You are looking for advantage in the world, to take care of your daily life. That is the maximum you expect out of spirituality. The so-called sages who are following a spiritual pursuit focus their ambition on seeing that their daily life goes on comfortably. Why in hell did I happen to be? Nobody inquires about that. Only that person will visit this place whose virtue and sin has come to an end. So long as there is that stigma of the memory that you are a body-mind, you will not understand. The sum total of all this talk is known as Sat Guns Para Brahman. In that state there are no requirements. My state is that which never felt the creation and dissolution of the universe. I have not expounded this part. I remain untouched through the creation and dissolution of the universe.